First contact. The gentle hum of hover cars filled the air as Dr. Elara Chen made her way through the bustling streets of New Shanghai. The year was 2157, and humanity had long since mastered clean energy and solved many of its greatest challenges. Yet, as Elara walked past the towering skyscrapers that seemed to touch the clouds, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. Elara was a brilliant xenobiologist, dedicating her life to the study of potential extraterrestrial life forms. Despite humanity's technological advancements, contact with alien civilizations remained elusive. Many had given up hope, but not Elara. Her unwavering belief that we were not alone in the universe drove her research at the Global Institute for Extraterrestrial Studies. As she entered her lab, the familiar scent of sterilized equipment and the soft beeping of machines greeted her. Elara's team was already hard at work, analyzing data from deep space scans and running simulations of potential alien ecosystems. Dr. Chen, you might want to see this, called out her assistant, Raj, his eyes wide with excitement. Elara hurried over, her heart racing as she saw the readings on the holographic display. The data showed an anomaly, a spacecraft of unknown origin entering Earth's solar system. It was like nothing they had ever seen before, its energy signature defying known laws of physics. Alert the Global Defense Council, Elara ordered, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. We may be about to make history. The next few hours were a blur of activity. Government officials, military personnel, and scientists from around the world converged to discuss the approaching vessel. Elara found herself at the center of it all, her expertise suddenly invaluable. As the alien ship entered Earth's orbit, the world held its breath. Would this be a moment of peaceful first contact, or the beginning of an interstellar war? The answer came in the form of a message, broadcast simultaneously to every communication device on the planet. The aliens called themselves the Zarkali, a peaceful race of explorers from a distant galaxy. They came seeking friendship and the exchange of knowledge. Elara was chosen to be part of the welcoming committee, her years of study and preparation finally coming to fruition. As she stood on the designated landing site, a vast field outside New Shanghai, she couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. The Zarkali ship descended from the sky, a sleek, silver vessel that seemed to shimmer and shift as if it were made of liquid metal. As it touched down, a hush fell over the crowd of officials and onlookers. A door materialized on the side of the ship, and out stepped the first Zarkali to set foot on Earth. Elara's breath caught in her throat as she took in the alien's appearance. The Zarkali stood nearly 7 feet tall, with iridescent skin that seemed to change color with every movement. Its 4 arms ended in delicate, 6-fingered hands, and its large, almond-shaped eyes sparkled with an intelligence that transcended species. The alien's gaze swept over the welcoming committee before settling on Elara. It took a step forward, raising one of its hands in what seemed to be a gesture of greeting. Elara stepped forward as well, her heart pounding. This was the moment she had dreamed of her entire life. She raised her hand, mirroring the alien's gesture, and spoke the words she had practiced countless times in anticipation of this very scenario. On behalf of humanity, welcome to Earth, she said, her voice clear and strong. We come in peace and friendship. The Zarkali's mouth, a small vertical slit, curved into what Elara interpreted as a smile. Then, to everyone's astonishment, it spoke in perfect English. We thank you for your warm welcome, the alien said, its voice melodious and gender-neutral. I am Zorax, lead explorer of the Zarkali. We have traveled far to meet you, hoping to forge a bond between our peoples. As Zorax spoke, Elara felt a connection forming, a bridge across the vast gulf of space and evolution that separated their species. She knew in that moment that her life would never be the same. The days that followed were a whirlwind of diplomatic meetings, scientific exchanges, and cultural introductions. Elara found herself working closely with Zorax, serving as the primary liaison between humans and Zarkali. She learned that the Zarkali were a highly advanced civilization, having mastered technologies that seemed like magic to humans. They had solved the riddles of faster-than-light travel, clean energy production, and even the manipulation of gravity itself. But what fascinated Ilara most was their society. The Zarkali had no concept of war or conflict, having evolved beyond such destructive impulses millennia ago. Their culture was built on cooperation, the pursuit of knowledge, and a deep reverence for all forms of life. As Ilara and Zorax worked together, translating complex scientific concepts between their species, she found herself drawn to the alien in ways she couldn't quite explain. There was a gentleness to Zorax, a curiosity about humanity that matched her own fascination with the Zarkali. One evening, as they were reviewing data in Ilara's lab, Zorax asked a question that caught her off guard. "Dr. Chen," the alien began, its color shifting to a soft blue that Ilara had come to associate with curiosity, "I have observed that humans often form pair bonds. Do you have such a bond?" Ilara felt her cheeks warm. "No, I don't," she replied, surprised by the personal nature of the question. "My work has always been my primary focus." Zorax's color deepened to a rich purple. "I see. Among the Zarkali, those who dedicate themselves to the pursuit of knowledge are highly respected, but we also believe in the importance of personal connections." As Zorax spoke, Ilara found herself captivated by the alien's eyes, which seemed to hold the depths of the cosmos within them. She felt a flutter in her chest, a sensation she hadn't experienced in years. "And what about the Zarkali?" Ilara asked, her voice softer than she intended. "Do you form such bonds?" Zorax's color shifted again, this time to a warm gold. "We do. Though our concept of partnership may differ from yours, we too seek companionship and understanding." There was a moment of silence between them, filled with unspoken possibilities. Ilara was about to respond when an alarm blared through the lab, shattering the moment. "Warning. Unidentified objects approaching Earth's atmosphere," announced the AI system. "Multiple craft of unknown origin detected." Ilara and Zorax exchanged a look of concern. The Zarkali had come alone, in peace. Who were these new arrivals, and what did they want? As they rushed to the command center, Ilara couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning of a much larger adventure, one that would test the limits of human ingenuity and the newfound alliance between Earth and the Zarkali. The first contact with the Zarkali had opened up a universe of possibilities. But as Ilara was about to discover, it had also placed humanity at the center of a cosmic drama that had been unfolding for millennia. The true test of human resilience and the strength of the bond between Ilara and Zorax was about to begin. Quantum diplomacy. The skies above New Shanghai blazed with the fiery trails of incoming spacecraft. Ilara Chen and Zorax stood side by side in the Global Defense Council's command center, their eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the approaching fleet. "Those are Vexillor warships," Zorax said, their iridescent skin pulsing with a deep crimson, a color Ilara had learned to associate with grave concern. "They are a warrior race, conquerors who seek to dominate all sentient life in the galaxy." General Zhang, the head of Earth's unified military forces, turned to Zorax. "Why are they here? What do they want?" Zorax's four hands moved in complex patterns, a sign of deep thought. "The Vexillor have been pursuing us across the galaxy for millennia. We possess something they desperately want, the key to unlocking the quantum realm." Ilara's scientific curiosity piqued. "The quantum realm? You mean like subatomic particles?" "Far more than that," Zorax replied. "Imagine a dimension where the laws of physics as you know them don't apply, where time and space are malleable, and the power of creation itself lies within reach." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Such power could revolutionize life as they knew it, or destroy everything if it fell into the wrong hands. General Zhang's voice cut through the tension. "We need a plan. Dr. Chen, work with Zorax." Find a way to use this quantum technology to defend Earth. The rest of you, prepare our defenses. We're not going down without a fight. As the room erupted into action, Ilara felt a gentle touch on her arm. She turned to see Zorax, their skin now a swirling mix of determined blue and anxious green. Ilara, Zorax said, using her first name for the first time, what we're about to attempt has never been done before. Are you ready? Ilara took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. Ready as I'll ever be. Let's save the world. What followed was a race against time. As Earth's military prepared its defenses, Ilara and Zorax dove into the mind-bending world of quantum mechanics. They worked tirelessly, combining Zarkali wisdom with human innovation. Days blurred together in a haze of complex equations, failed experiments, and breakthrough moments. Ilara found herself pushed to the limits of her scientific understanding, but Zorax was always there, guiding her, encouraging her to think beyond the boundaries of conventional physics. As they worked, Ilara couldn't help but notice the growing connection between them. It wasn't just intellectual, there was something more, a spark that defied the vast differences in their biology and culture. One night, as they took a rare break from their work, Zorax approached Ilara with what seemed like hesitation, an unusual trait for the normally confident alien. Ilara, Zorax began, their skin shimmering with a soft pink hue she hadn't seen before. I find myself experiencing unfamiliar sensations when we're together. Is this what humans call attraction? Ilara felt her heart skip a beat. She had been grappling with similar feelings, but hadn't dared to voice them. I think it might be, she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. But how is that even possible? We're from different worlds, different species. Zorax's 4 hands reached out, gently enveloping Ilara's. Perhaps that's the beauty of it. 2 beings, separated by the vastness of space, finding connection despite all odds. Isn't that what your poets and philosophers have always dreamed of? Before Ilara could respond, an alarm blared through the facility. The Vexillor fleet had entered Earth's orbit. Their time had run out. Rushing back to the lab, Ilara and Zorax made final adjustments to their creation, a device that could manipulate quantum fields on a planetary scale. In theory, it could create an impenetrable shield around Earth, or even teleport the entire Vexillor fleet across the galaxy. As they prepared to activate the device, Zorax turned to Ilara, their skin a kaleidoscope of emotions. Whatever happens, Ilara, know that meeting you has changed me in ways I never thought possible. Ilara felt tears welling up in her eyes. Same here, she managed to say, her voice thick with emotion. They activated the quantum device together, their hands intertwined. The air around them began to shimmer and twist, reality itself seeming to bend and warp. Suddenly, a blinding light engulfed them. Ilara felt herself being pulled apart at the atomic level, her consciousness expanding to encompass the entire universe. In that moment of transcendence, she understood everything: the nature of reality, the interconnectedness of all things, and the true power of love that could bridge even the gap between stars. When the light faded, Ilara found herself back in the lab, Zorax still by her side. But something had changed. She could feel it in the air, in the very fabric of reality around them. Did it work? She asked, her voice trembling. Before Zorax could answer, General Zhang burst into the room, his face a mix of awe and disbelief. You need to see this, he said, leading them to the command center. The holographic display showed Earth, but not as they had ever seen it before. A shimmering, translucent barrier surrounded the planet, pulsing with otherworldly energy. And beyond that barrier, where the Vexillor fleet had been, there was nothing but empty space. The Vexillor, they're gone, Ilara breathed. But where? Zorax's skin glowed with a brilliant golden light. Not where, but when. I believe we sent them to the end of time itself. They can no longer threaten anyone. As the implications of what they had achieved sank in, cheers erupted throughout the command center. Humanity had faced its greatest threat and emerged victorious, thanks to the unprecedented collaboration between human and alien minds. In the midst of the celebration, Ilara turned to Zorax, a question burning in her mind. What now? Where do we go from here? Zorax's 4 hands gently cupped Ilara's face, their eyes meeting in a gaze that transcended species. Now, my dear Ilara, we explore the quantum realm together. There are wonders beyond imagination waiting for us, new worlds, new civilizations, new forms of life. And perhaps, along the way, we'll discover new forms of love as well. As Ilara leaned into Zorax's embrace, she knew that this was just the beginning. Humanity had proven itself on the galactic stage, demonstrating resilience, ingenuity, and the capacity for connection that defied the very laws of nature. The stars above twinkled with new promise, beckoning them towards a future filled with infinite possibilities. And as Ilara and Zorax stood there, representatives of 2 vastly different species united by love and shared purpose, they knew that together they could face whatever the universe had in store for them. The quantum barrier around Earth pulsed with energy, a testament to what could be achieved when 2 worlds came together. It was more than just a shield, it was a beacon, announcing to the cosmos that humanity was ready to take its place among the stars. As night fell over New Shanghai, Ilara and Zorax walked hand in hand through the city's streets. The sky above was alive with shimmering auroras, a side effect of the quantum barrier. It was a new world, full of promise and potential, and they were at the forefront of it all. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new discoveries, and new adventures. But for now, under the glow of a quantum-touched sky, a human and an alien savored the simple joy of being together, proving that love truly was the most powerful force in the universe. Quantum entanglement of hearts. The iridescent glow of the quantum barrier bathed New Shanghai in an otherworldly light as Ilara and Zorax made their way to the newly established Intergalactic Relations Center. It had been 3 months since the Vexillor threat, and Earth was abuzz with excitement about its new role in the cosmic community. As they entered the sleek building, holographic displays flickered to life, showcasing various alien species that had made contact since Earth's quantum leap into galactic prominence. Ilara couldn't help but marvel at how quickly humanity had adapted to its new reality. Dr. Chen, Zorax, called out Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the center's lead xenanthropologist. You're just in time. We've detected an anomaly in the quantum barrier. Ilara felt Zorax tense beside her. What kind of anomaly? The alien asked, their skin shifting to a deep indigo of concern. Dr. Tanaka pulled up a 3D hologram of Earth, zooming in on a swirling vortex of energy near the North Pole. It appears to be a quantum tunnel forming. Our calculations suggest it could be a gateway to, well, anywhere in the universe. Ilara's scientific mind raced with possibilities. Or anywhere, she murmured, remembering their encounter with the quantum realm. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the facility. The hologram flickered, showing multiple objects emerging from the vortex. Unidentified craft entering Earth's atmosphere, shouted a technician. As chaos erupted around them, Ilara felt Zorax's hand, all 4 of them, envelop hers. Their skin pulsed with a calming blue. Whatever comes through that portal, Zorax said, we'll face it together. The next few hours were a blur of activity. Earth's defenses were mobilized, but as the unknown craft drew closer, it became clear they weren't hostile. In fact, they seemed to be in distress. They're broadcasting a message, Dr. Tanaka announced, her fingers flying over the holographic interface. It's in an ancient Zarkali dialect. Zorax's eyes widened, their skin shifting to a shocked white. Impossible, they whispered. That language hasn't been spoken in millennia. As the message was decrypted, a holographic figure materialized in the center of the room. It was unmistakably Zarkali, but different, more angular, with 6 arms instead of 4. Greetings, distant cousins, the figure spoke, its voice echoing with an otherworldly resonance. "We are the Zarkeli of the future, fleeing a universe dying of entropy. We seek refuge in your time." The room fell silent, the implications of this revelation sinking in. Time travel, once thought impossible, was now a reality. Ilara turned to Zorax, seeing the conflict in their swirling skin patterns. "Your people," she said softly, "from the future." Zorax nodded, their voice heavy with emotion. "A future we must prevent." As Earth's leaders debated the ramifications of allowing time refugees to settle in the present, Ilara and Zorax found themselves grappling with a more personal dilemma. The future Zarkali brought with them technologies beyond imagination, including one that could potentially allow interspecies procreation. "Ilara," Zorax said one evening, their skin a soft pink of vulnerability, "with this technology, we could have a child. A bridge between our species, a symbol of what's possible when two worlds come together." Ilara felt her heart race at the possibility. A child with Zorax, it was something she had never dared to dream of. But the scientist in her was wary. "The implications, Zorax. We'd be changing the course of human and Zarkali evolution. Are we ready for that responsibility?" Their conversation was interrupted by another alarm. The quantum tunnel was destabilizing, threatening to tear a hole in the fabric of space-time itself. Racing to the control room, Ilara and Zorax found Dr. Tanaka poring over data streams. "The tunnel's collapse could take out half the solar system," she said, her voice tight with stress. "Unless," Zorax interjected, their skin pulsing with determined green, "we use the quantum entanglement of our minds to stabilize it." Ilara gasped, understanding immediately. The unique bond between her human consciousness and Zorax's alien mind could serve as an anchor, a bridge between realities. "It's dangerous," she said, meeting Zorax's gaze. "We could lose ourselves in the quantum foam." Zorax's 4 hands gently cupped Ilara's face. "My love, with you, I'm not afraid of getting lost. Together, we can navigate any reality." As the room around them erupted into preparation, Ilara and Zorax stood in the eye of the storm, their foreheads touching. In that moment, they weren't human and alien, they were simply two beings in love, ready to risk everything for each other and their shared worlds. They stepped into the quantum chamber, electrodes attaching to their bodies, linking their minds to the vast network of reality itself. As the machine hummed to life, Ilara felt her consciousness expanding, intertwining with Zorax in ways that defied physical laws. Together, they plunged into the quantum realm, their entangled minds becoming a beacon in the chaotic sea of possibility. They saw realities where Earth had fallen to the Vexler, timelines where the Zarkali had never made contact, futures bright with promise and dark with despair. Through it all, their love anchored them, a constant in the swirling maelstrom of quantum possibilities. With their combined will, they began to shape reality itself, guiding the time-lost Zarkali to a safe harbor and sealing the rift that threatened their universe. As they worked, Ilara felt something stir within her, a spark of new life, defying the laws of biology and physics alike. In the quantum realm, their love had manifested in the most miraculous way possible. When they finally emerged from the chamber, the crisis averted, Ilara and Zorax were forever changed. Their minds remained linked, a testament to the power of their bond, and within Ilara's womb grew a child of two worlds, a living embodiment of quantum entanglement. As news of their feat, and their miracle, spread, Ilara and Zorax became living symbols of humanity's new place in the cosmos. They had not only saved Earth, but had opened the door to a future where the boundaries between species, between past and future, between what was possible and impossible, blurred into irrelevance. The quantum barrier above pulsed with new energy, no longer just a shield, but a gateway to infinite possibilities. And as Ilara and Zorax stood beneath it, their hands intertwined, they knew that their greatest adventure was just beginning. For in their love, in the child they would raise, in the future they would build together, lay the key to unlocking the greatest mystery of all, the infinite potential of a universe where love knew no boundaries, not even those of time and space itself. Cosmic convergence. The quantum-touched skies of Earth shimmered with auroral patterns as Elara Chen stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed Harmony Tower. Her hand rested gently on her swollen belly, feeling the subtle movements of the miraculous life growing within, a child of two worlds, conceived in the quantum realm. Beside her, Zorax's iridescent skin pulsed with a soft, loving glow. Their four hands gently embraced Elara, their thoughts intertwining through the persistent quantum link they now shared. "It's time," Zorax whispered, both aloud and in Elara's mind. "The cosmic convergence is about to begin." Elara nodded, her heart racing with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. The cosmic convergence, an unprecedented gathering of sentient species from across the galaxy, all drawn to Earth by the beacon of the quantum barrier and the promise of a new era of interstellar cooperation. As they made their way to the Grand Assembly Hall, holographic displays flickered to life around them, showcasing the mind-bending diversity of the arriving delegates. There were beings of pure energy, crystalline entities that communicated through light, and even a hive mind that existed as a swarm of microscopic particles. Dr. Chen, Zorax, called out a familiar voice. They turned to see Dr. Yuki Tanaka hurrying towards them, her eyes wide with excitement. "You won't believe what we've just discovered. The quantum barrier, it's not just protecting Earth, it's evolving." Elara's scientific curiosity piqued. "Evolving? How?" Dr. Tanaka pulled up a holographic model of the Earth, surrounded by the shimmering quantum barrier. "It's integrating the collective knowledge and experiences of every species that passes through it. It's becoming a sort of galactic archive." Zorax's skin rippled with colors of awe and contemplation. "A living library of cosmic wisdom," they mused. "The implications are staggering." Before they could discuss further, a hush fell over the assembled crowd. At the center of the hall, a swirling vortex of energy began to form, a controlled quantum tunnel, a gateway to the heart of the galaxy itself. From this portal emerged a being unlike any Elara had ever seen or imagined. It was a shifting mass of interconnected nodes, pulsing with an inner light that seemed to contain the very essence of creation. "Greetings, children of the cosmos," the being's voice resonated in their minds, bypassing the need for spoken language. "I am the Nexus, keeper of galactic harmony. Your Earth, with its quantum barrier, has become a fulcrum upon which the fate of our universe now balances." A ripple of astonishment passed through the assembly. Elara felt Zorax's grip tighten, their emotions a tumult of wonder and concern. The Nexus continued, its form shifting with each word. "A great darkness approaches, a cosmic anomaly that threatens to unravel the very fabric of spacetime. Earth, with its unique blend of species and its quantum technology, may be our last hope." Images flooded their minds, glimpses of a universe-devouring void, of worlds blinking out of existence, of the cold entropy of nothingness encroaching on the warm light of creation. Elara stepped forward, drawn by an impulse she couldn't explain. "What can we do?" she asked, her voice steady despite the weight of cosmic responsibility settling on her shoulders. The Nexus's light pulsed brighter. "The child you carry, Dr. Chen, a being of two worlds, conceived in quantum entanglement, may hold the key. This child represents a bridge not just between species, but between realities." Elara's hand instinctively went to her belly, feeling a surge of protective love. Zorax moved closer, their skin a swirl of determination and fierce devotion. "We must prepare," the Nexus declared. "The cosmic convergence will be more than a diplomatic gathering. It will be a melding of minds, technologies, and spirits. Together, we will forge a weapon of creation itself, a force to counter the encroaching darkness." As the assembly erupted into a flurry of activity and discussion, Elara and Zorax found themselves at the eye of the storm. They were no longer just scientists or even ambassadors. They were the guardians of a child who might hold the fate of the universe in its tiny hands. In the days that followed, Earth became a crucible of cosmic innovation. Species that had once been separated by light years of space now worked side by side, combining technologies and philosophies in ways never before imagined. Elara and Zorax were at the forefront, their unique bond allowing them to bridge gaps in understanding that would have otherwise seemed insurmountable. Their unborn child, already displaying signs of remarkable quantum abilities, became a source of hope and wonder for all. As the day of confrontation with the cosmic anomaly drew near, Elara found herself standing once again on the observation deck of Harmony Tower. The quantum barrier above pulsed with newfound power, integrating the combined knowledge and energy of a galaxy united. Zorax joined her, their four hands gently embracing her from behind. "Are you ready, my love?" they asked, their thoughts a soothing presence in Elara's mind. Elara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of universes on her shoulders. "As ready as I'll ever be," she replied, a smile tugging at her lips despite the gravity of the situation. Who would have thought that falling for my alien neighbor would lead to this? Zorax's skin shimmered with affectionate amusement. "The universe works in mysterious ways," they mused, "but I wouldn't have it any other way." As they stood there, a human and an alien bound by love and a shared destiny, the sky above them erupted in a dazzling display of cosmic energy. The battle for the fate of reality was about to begin, and at its heart stood a family that defied the very laws of nature, a beacon of hope in a universe on the brink of chaos. The cosmic convergence had reached its climax, and the next chapter in the story of existence itself was about to be written. With their hands intertwined and their hearts beating as one, Elara and Zorax prepared to face the darkness, not just for their child, not just for Earth, but for all of creation. As the first waves of the cosmic anomaly touched the quantum barrier, Elara felt a surge of determination. Whatever came next, they would face it together, a family forged in the stars, ready to rewrite the very laws of the universe in the name of love and life itself. Quantum Genesis. The cosmos held its breath as Earth, once a tiny blue marble in the vastness of space, now stood as the last bastion against universal entropy. The quantum barrier, pulsing with the combined knowledge and energy of 1,000 civilizations, shimmered like a soap bubble against the encroaching void. Elara Chen, her belly swollen with the promise of new life, stood at the heart of the cosmic nexus chamber. Around her, beings from across the galaxy worked in harmonious synchronicity, their disparate technologies melding into something greater than the sum of its parts. Zorax, their iridescent skin a kaleidoscope of determination and love, stood by Elara's side, all four hands intertwined with hers. Their shared consciousness buzzed with a mixture of fear and hope. "It's time," the voice of the Nexus resonated through the chamber. "The anomaly approaches. We must act now." As if on cue, Elara felt a sharp pain. Her eyes widened, meeting Zorax's gaze. "The baby," she gasped. "It's coming." A ripple of astonishment passed through the assembled beings. The child of quantum entanglement, the bridge between worlds, was choosing this moment to enter the universe. "This is no coincidence," the Nexus's voice echoed. "The child is the key. Its birth must synchronize with our defense." What followed was a scene unlike any in human history. As Elara began to give birth, cradled in Zorax's embrace, the most advanced minds in the galaxy worked to channel the energy of creation itself. Elara's labor pains synchronized with pulses of the quantum barrier. Each contraction sent shockwaves of energy through the Nexus chamber, amplified by the combined will of the assembled species. "Push, my love," Zorax encouraged, their skin glowing with a light that seemed to come from beyond this reality. "Push not just for us, but for all of existence." Elara screamed, a primal sound that resonated with the very fabric of spacetime. The quantum barrier flickered, stretching to its limits as the cosmic anomaly pressed against it. In that moment of ultimate tension, where creation and destruction hung in perfect balance, Elara gave one final, universe-shaking push. A cry pierced the air, not just any cry, but one that seemed to echo across dimensions. In Elara's arms lay a child unlike any other, its skin shimmering with quantum possibilities, its eyes reflecting the birth of new stars. The effect was immediate and breathtaking. The newborn's first breath sent a shockwave of pure creation energy surging through the quantum barrier. The encroaching void recoiled, as if burned by the touch of new life. Quick, the nexus urged, its form pulsing with urgent light. The child's quantum signature. We must use it to rewrite the cosmic code. Elara and Zorax, still connected by their quantum bond, cradled their newborn between them. As one, they reached out with their minds, channeling the pure, untainted energy of their child into the heart of the cosmic nexus chamber. The chamber erupted with light, brighter than a million suns. The assembled beings added their own energies to the mix, creating a symphony of creation that echoed across the universe. Reality itself seemed to hold its breath, and then a new universe blossomed within the old. The cosmic anomaly, the encroaching entropy, was pushed back, replaced by waves of vibrant creation. Galaxies spiraled into existence, stars ignited, and the song of life echoed across the newborn cosmos. As the light faded and the dust of creation settled, Elara and Zorax looked down at their child, a perfect blend of human and Zarkali, its tiny hands grasping at motes of starlight that still hung in the air. "What shall we name this savior of worlds?" Zorax asked, their voice filled with awe. Elara smiled, exhausted but radiant. "Nova," she whispered, "for the new star that will light our way." The assembled beings cheered, a cacophony of sounds from across the galaxy united in joy and wonder. Earth, once a small, isolated world, now stood at the center of a reborn universe. As news of the miracle spread, humans and aliens alike poured into the streets of every city on the planet. The sky above, once simply blue, now shimmered with the afterglow of creation, a constant reminder of the cosmic role Earth now played. In the years that followed, Nova grew into her role as a bridge between worlds. Her very existence challenged the concepts of biology, physics, and the nature of life itself. Under the guidance of her parents and the watchful eye of a grateful cosmos, she became a symbol of what was possible when boundaries were broken and love was allowed to flourish across the stars. Earth transformed into a shining beacon of interstellar cooperation. The quantum barrier, now a gateway rather than a shield, pulsed with the comings and goings of 1,000 species. Knowledge flowed freely, and with it came advances that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. Elara and Zorax, forever changed by their cosmic adventure, dedicated themselves to nurturing this new era of exploration and understanding. Their love, tested by the fires of universal creation, stood as a testament to the power of connection across any divide. As they stood on the observation deck of the Harmony Tower, Nova balanced on Zorax's shoulders and Elara's hand intertwined with two of Zorax's. They looked out at the shimmering sky, a view not just of Earth's atmosphere, but of the very strands of reality itself. "What do you think is out there now?" Elara asked, her voice filled with renewed wonder. Zorax's skin rippled with colors of excitement and love. "Infinite possibilities," they replied, "and we'll explore them all together." Nova giggled, her laugh a tinkling of newborn stars. Around her fingers, tiny galaxies swirled into existence, a playful display of her unique connection to the cosmos. As the sun set on this new Earth, painting the quantum-touched sky in impossible colors, Elara realized that this was more than just a happy ending. It was a new beginning, for her family, for humanity, and for a universe reborn through the power of love that knew no boundaries. The story of the human who fell for her alien neighbor had become legend, a tale told across the stars. But for Elara, Zorax, and Nova, it was simply the start of their greatest adventure, one that would span lifetimes, galaxies, and perhaps even realities yet undiscovered. As night fell and the stars winked into existence, brighter and more numerous than ever before, Elara smiled. In the end, it wasn't advanced technology or cosmic beings that had saved the universe. It was love, pure, simple, and more powerful than any force in existence. And that, she realized, was the greatest discovery of all.